Scary Story YouTube, where nightmares come true. Today's chapter is entitled The Secret of the House on the Hill. Listen if you dare. Have you ever driven down a lonely road and seen an old and mysterious house perched on top of a hill? We've all heard stories of haunted houses, but this one is different. The house on the hill had an air of darkness and secrets that no one could ignore until now. The story begins when a group of friends, in search of thrills, decide to spend a night in the abandoned house. The wind whistled through broken windows, and the floor creaked beneath their feet as they entered. They felt the eyes of something inhuman watching them, but they pressed on. As they explored the dusty rooms, they found old portraits on the wall of a family that once lived there. The portraits seemed to stare at them, and their sinister gazes followed them as they moved forward. Tension grew as they discovered a hidden diary in an old dresser. The pages were filled with incomprehensible scribbles and disturbing statements from someone who felt pursued by something malevolent in the house. One of the friends began to read aloud, and their voice trembled with fear as they did. Suddenly, they heard footsteps upstairs. Someone or something was moving in the house. The group decided to investigate, armed with flashlights, as they climbed the stairs. The shadows seemed to close in around them, as if the house itself were alive. When they reached the upper floor, the tension reached its peak. They found a door firmly closed, and the voice in the diary mentioned what was behind it. The door opened slowly, revealing a dark and cold room. Inside, they found a hooded figure sitting in an old chair. The figure whispered incomprehensible words, and fear gripped them. They couldn't move, and they felt something dark closing in on them. The figure turned toward them and, with a malicious smile, said, "Welcome to my house. Now you are a part of it." The hooded figure rose from the chair with slow and deliberate movements. The friends remained immobilized, unable to escape the icy gaze of the being. The figure approached one of the friends and, with a bony finger, touched their forehead. Whispering in an unknown language, the friend began to tremble and sweat, feeling a dark presence taking hold of them. Tension grew as another friend was touched by the figure, and so on, until they were all under its influence. The friends were forced to look out the window, where the full moon shone brightly. The figure stood in the center of the room, performing an ancient ritual. The ritual triggered a series of terrifying events. The house trembled, as if it were alive, and dark shadows twisted on the walls. Lights flickered and went out, plunging the room into deep darkness. The friends could hear incomprehensible whispers in their minds and felt a suffocating pressure. The hooded figure raised its arms and became a whirlwind of shadows, looming over the friends. They could feel something dark and terrifying taking hold of their souls. They tried to scream, but their voices were silenced. The story culminates in a sense of despair as the friends are dragged into the darkness by the figure. The full moon shines above, illuminating the house on the hill, but there is no trace of the friends. The friends, trapped by the hooded figure and consumed by the darkness, find themselves in a completely unknown place. The scene opens with the friends disoriented in a world of shadows. The hooded figure is present, but now it seems more powerful than ever. It speaks in an ancient and dark language, revealing its true nature. It is an ancient being that has wandered the house for centuries, feeding on tormented souls. The friends, terrified, try to escape, but their movements are slow and clumsy, as if they are trapped in a dream. The hooded figure shows them visions of their worst fears and nightmares, making them feel unbearable agony. Tension escalates when one of the friends, in a desperate attempt to break free from the figure's control, begins reciting words from an ancient spell found in the diary. The figure writhes in pain, but the struggle is intense. The friend fights for every word while the others try to shield him from the horrific visions the figure hurls at them. Finally, the spell takes effect. The hooded figure collapses in an explosion of shadows, releasing the friends. The house on the hill shakes violently as the evil that tormented it fades away. The friends, exhausted and grateful to have escaped the nightmare in the house on the hill, gather at the foot of the hill under the faint moonlight. The night breeze comforts them, but deep down, they feel that there are still unresolved secrets. As they discuss their experience, they realize that the hooded figure mentioned something before being defeated. It spoke of an ancient book hidden in the house, a book containing the knowledge needed to control the shadows and horrors that lurk in the darkness. Intrigued and terrified at the same time, the friends feel that their work is not yet done. They decide to return to the house the next day, this time armed with flashlights, candles, and a sense of determination. Their goal is to find the ancient book and discover how to prevent the evil from returning to the house. As they venture into the house again in search of answers, the tension mounts. The shadows seem denser, and the whispers in their minds are louder. Each step is a constant reminder that the house is a place filled with dark secrets and unimaginable dangers.